On this edition of Lexington Now, week 3 of Severe Storms Preparedness Month, a new entertainment venue opens downtown, and esports with Parks and Rec. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of March 15th, 2021. We continue with week 3 of Preparedness Month as we discuss the dangers of severe thunderstorms and lightning.
Another part of the destructive weather aspects we have to think about is everybody talks about tornadoes, but historically Lexington has had much more damage by what we call straight line wind storms. In other words, those are very violent thunderstorms that don't necessarily produce tornadoes, but you can get wind gusts in the front of these storms that occasionally can reach like a Category 1 tornado. And I've seen that happen here in the city and some of the damage that we've had to contend with. Additionally, very damaging thunderstorms can lead to tornadoes, but either way, the damage by straight line winds can be very, very extensive. Often these storms are accompanied by a lot of lightning, which obviously the inherent dangers of lightning. Obviously, the best thing to do if there's severe thunderstorms declared like that or warnings are put out is obviously get indoors. It seems pretty common sense, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that want to go out and watch the storm. And lightning does not discriminate. It will find the shortest way to get to the ground. And if you're in between the ground and that bolt of lightning, it could be you. You could be standing under a tree. It hits the tree, it's going to go to you also. I grew up in the lightning capital of the United States in Clearwater, Florida, and I have a very healthy respect for it. Obviously, the arrival of lightning is usually foreshadowed first by thunder. You know, if you're outside and you hear thunder, or you see lightning in the distance, if you can see it, you're already in the danger area. Okay, about 10-mile radius around a lightning strike is the other vulnerability area. Best thing to do is get inside, get shelter, get away from the windows. Same kind of considerations also in preparing your property. I have seen straight line winds pick up incredibly large items and throw stuff pretty far. So if there's anything loose out in your yard that you can maybe either stick under the deck or put in the garage, that'll help also. But I think it's very important not to underestimate the dangers of straight line wind thunderstorms like this, because as I said, historically, they've actually led to more damage. Now, as far as warning and preparation for storms like this, very similar to tornadoes, same basic sources. I know in my office we use the National Weather Service site because it gives forecast days out. Obviously, there's the local networks. The Division of Emergency Management also publishes information on our preparedness sites. And I just think it's important that people not underestimate how bad thunderstorms can be. As I said, between lightning strikes and wind damage, we have historically had more damage in our county from these types of storms than we have had from tornadoes. So don't take them lightly. You know, we're entering that time of period where the weather is extremely unpredictable. This part of the United States specifically is prone to very violent changes in the weather, very, very sudden notice. So be thinking ahead, be paying attention. If you hear that a watch is put out, drill down on it. How long is this watch going to be? You know, if you have, most people have one of these smartphones. I mean, I use my phone all the time when I'm away from the office to keep track of where the storm lines are. You know, make decisions about what I'm going to do when I'm outside, preparing my yard, having a backup in case power goes out. A lot of these straight line storms will knock down trees, which will then take down power lines. You know, and not to get into the electrical safety, but obviously assume any wire that you see that is not attached to a pole, consider it a threat. Stay away from it, don't touch the trees on it. Call 911, they'll send out fire investigations, but be very cautious of downed lines. And again, just don't get caught by surprise, because there's really no reason to be. There are a lot of sources of information right now. And again, don't underestimate how dangerous some of these straight line storms can be between the lightning and the wind damage.
A new entertainment venue is live downtown. Lex Live officially opened for business this past week. Our cameras were there for the ceremony.
Kentucky native Abe Lincoln once said, Be sure to put your feet in the right place and then stand firm. We think that we have put our feet in the right place right here in downtown Lexington to open up a beautiful family entertainment center that is unmatched anywhere you can go. So with that in mind, I'd like to hear a round of applause for Lex Live's opening day. Those of you who've been here a while know this has been a long time coming. We started building here 3 years and 2 months ago. During that period of time, I think the Las Vegas Raiders built an entire stadium and played a season in it. So it's taken us a little while, and the vision's been around for a long time before that, but it's finally come together, and we're extremely excited. I know I speak for our entire team as well as the city of Lexington when I say that.
I had a vision going back a number of years ago, spending time here in Lexington in the horse business, and being in film exhibition. It appeared to me that having a project like this in downtown Lexington is something that would make a lot of sense, since there were no multiple component entertainment complexes that existed at the time. And it took us a long time to get here today, but I hope you're very pleased with the results. And we've hired like 200 people here just in the last 2 weeks, and they've already gone through a lot of nice young people, energetic, happy, and excited to be here, and they're really excited to serve the community. And we've told them how important it is that all we can offer to our customers is service and a facility that we've created here.
Now we'd like to flip the script and go over to our community partners, and certainly we've had a lot of advocates locally, and we sincerely appreciate all of their efforts as it relates to us being able to make progress and get open. But somebody who's very important to us and has really been a great relationship for us to get things happen here locally, I'd like all of you to welcome your mayor, Mayor Linda Gordon.
Our city is so happy to welcome Lex Live right here in downtown. This place is going to be hopping, and I've already heard several parties being planned along the way, right? And you know, it has been a very tough year for everyone. Everyone really around the world. And everything pretty much stopped. And so I'm thrilled that you chose Lexington. Lexington's the perfect place for this. And our citizens will be here in masses to support having fun, right? And we've already asked what movies are showing. So we're here to celebrate private investment in our community and the new jobs it brings. And I think, you know, you mentioned the jobs that have come. I think you're going to hire more people as time goes on, and that's a great thing, right, Bob? So we have moved forward with public projects, sewer projects, trail systems, Town Branch Commons Trail. We're reinventing Central Bank Center. And this is all going to wrap together to bring us an unbelievably fantastic future for our people. It's for our people. And so I know that our community is looking forward to coming here. Once we're out of COVID, whenever that is, and I think it'll be sooner rather than later, because we've got a lot of people getting vaccinated. And the ability to reopen our economy and visit places of worship, kids back in school, get together with friends and family, and we all watch those CDC guidelines. And little by little, we're opening back up. So, George, I just want to congratulate you, your awesome team. It is nice to see this finally fully built out and ready to roll. And so congratulations, welcome. Let us know when your next project's coming, okay? Thank you. You're going to take a break. I don't blame you. We appreciate your investment in our community. Thank you so much.
We need to come in and enjoy this, not just once or twice, but we need to have that partnership. And they're looking for that partnership from us. So we got a world-class venue. We've got the opportunity to partner and enjoy. So, George, on behalf of our business community and the community at large, and I ditto everything that the mayor said, we want to thank you for the investment. This is a big deal to us, and we're going to make this successful with you. Thank you.
Get ready for esports after the break.
I wear a mask so I can safely fly out of Lexington Airport to go see my grandson because I like grocery shopping and going out shopping with my daughters.
So I can feel safe when I go shopping or go to the grocery.
In memory of my husband, Bill McCann, who was a community leader, and he would have supported this cause.
Help me and wear yours too.
Help me and wear a mask too.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Parks and Rec is adding a new option for Fayette County residents, Esports. Clyde Dean fills us in.
Esports are the competitive version of video games. So what we're doing is we're looking to take video games to the next level. We're trying to give people an outlet for competition, but indoors. So we are going to start off with sports games. We're looking to start with Madden, NBA 2K, FIFA, and Rocket League. And again, we're just looking to give people, students, adults, anyone really, an outlet to compete in video games. Right now, we do have Xbox One, we have PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and we're going to introduce some computer games. It's based on what games are on each console. So we are going to have games like League of Legends. We are going to do a lot of MOBAs and a lot of strategy style video games in our later seasons. So we have 3 age divisions. We have 6th grade through 8th grade. We have high school, which is 9th through 12th, and then we have a 18 plus for all adults. So right now, the leagues will be a 8-game season with a tournament afterwards, and that's for the sports games. When we introduce League of Legends and some of the other strategy-based games, we will run more tournaments rather than leagues. Since we are in COVID restrictions, everything's going to be online-based, so you would have to have the video game, the console, in order to register and play that game. Post-COVID, hopefully, we are moving towards trying to get a game room. And with that location, we want to give people an opportunity to come play who don't have the games in consoles or can't afford the games in consoles. I want this eSport program to appeal to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're physically athletic or not. You know, a lot of video games, you're using your mind and your thumbs, and I think that's something that everyone can do. You know, I want the middle schoolers to be able to say that they're, you know, doing something competitive, even if they're not doing something physical. Same for high schools, same for adults. I want the eSport program to eventually encompass, you know, a lot of the internet safety. I just want it to be a safe space. You know, I want middle schoolers, I want high schoolers who are being graded a lot on certain, things in school. I want them to use esports as an avenue to, get better grades, to encourage them to, be better in life. If you want more information, go to our website, lexingtonky.gov, and just search esports in the search tab. Just click on the esports tab and we'll have all current information for you.
A year into the pandemic, the federal government has allotted funds to the city to help those struggling to make their rent and utility payments. Charlie Lantler explains how the program works.
In the bill that Congress passed in December, where everybody got their most recent stimulus check, also in that bill was an appropriation for emergency assistance for renters for rent and utilities. The beauty of this program is it doesn't just say, we'll pay your back rent up to $3,000 or up to $4,000, which is pretty typical with those kinds of programs. This program basically says, look, we'll pay all the rent you owe, back rent, going back 12 months. It'll also pay 3 months forward. So as long as you're eligible, it will pay your rent for 3 months forward to help keep you stable. The total benefit is 15 months, so you can do 12 back, 3 forward, or some combination, but you can't get more than 15. We also can pay utilities, utility arrearages, and we're still working through maybe a couple other types of expenses that we might be able to pay. The household income has to be at or below 80% of area median income. And we'd look at your past month of income and extrapolate that out to what an annual income level would be. So that would include not just active income, but unemployment, any other payments that are coming into the household, and then we calculate your annual. So what we'll find is there are people whose normal annual income would be well above that, but they've lost a job, they've been furloughed, they've had their hours cut. So we're looking at that past month to see what your current situation is. So that's important because I don't want someone to think I make too much, I'm not eligible, because it's about where are you today, not where were you before the pandemic. Also, you have to demonstrate that your household was economically impacted by COVID-19. So you're kind of going to demonstrate that as part of your application with your income, because you're going to have an unemployment letter, or if you're just using unemployment as part of your income. We're expecting to see some other interesting impacts, because it also could mean your expenses went up. Did you take in relatives, children who have to do school all day? Did you have unforeseen medical expenses because someone in the household contracted COVID? So these are all contributing factors that we have to document to make sure that the reason you didn't pay your rent was not just strictly economic, but it was also related to the pandemic. Visit the website www.covid19renterhelp.org. They will be able to read all about the program. Everything I've been talking about, it'll have the details on there, probably more details than I've been able to get into today. But more importantly, it has a link to the application. So you can click on the application, you can submit. It also has the program documents that you're going to have to fill out. So you can go ahead and download those and start filling them out, which includes, the things about documenting your income. There's a landlord-tenant agreement that your landlord is going to have to sign accepting the funds. So all those things are on the website as well. We have a prioritization process because what we got to do is make sure if someone has an eviction scheduled for tomorrow that we get on that. So we triage that to sort of prioritize anything that has an immediate threat. And then we get those referred to our partner, Community Action Council, who's actually processing and paying the rent, processing the application and paying the rent. So if you apply, you're actually going to be contacted back by Community Action to submit to them your documentation for eligibility, and then they'll be the ones that pay the rent to your landlord. The goal is to keep people housed. We don't want anyone to get evicted. We don't want anyone to have to go through that. I mean, there is enough stress on families right now. There's enough going on throughout this pandemic. And I know for both landlords and renters, this is difficult, because landlords have mortgages to pay on their properties as well. And so it's a difficult time. It's frustrating for everyone. We ask folks to be patient. When you submit that application, it might be a few weeks before we can get to you to actually process it, just because of the sheer volume. You know, we are receiving hundreds of these applications every week. In some cases, hundreds a day. It just sort of varies by day, and so, but you know, it takes time. It takes time to triage that. It takes time to get to everyone. We are ramping up. We're adding staff. We're adding capacity every day. We're getting faster every day. So I just ask both renters and landlords to be patient, but make sure you apply. Make sure you never assume you're not eligible. It's worth a shot. Let's take a look at your file. Let's see if we can help you.
Most meetings at City Hall continue running virtually, and we are bringing many of these meetings to you live. Check out our website for the most accurate and up-to-date coverage of city business. And we continue to keep you up to date on how the city is handling the pandemic via our official COVID-19 response site, including testing and vaccination sites. Simply click on the banner at the top of our home page. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.